Everybody. My name's Scott. I'm coming from the Amish Center in Wyncote, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be teaching a chair yoga class today. And I haven't been teaching classes lately because of the self-isolating, all that kind of thing. And I'm sure everybody else is dealing with it as best they can too. So let's just try to become a little grounded. I know we got a lot of input from the news and everything else outside of us, and even some chatter in our head about, the unprecedented times, all that sort of thing. So let's just come to a nice, comfortable seat. And you want to ground into your feet. So pressing down on the four corners of your feet, your big toe mound, the inside of your heel, your pinky toe mound, and a point on the outside of your heel, and just pressing down on your feet. Beginning to feel grounded, breathing deeply in through your nose. Maybe just settle into your seat a little bit deeper. Maybe you feel the sits bones. And then make sure you're sitting up nice and straight with your shoulders over your hips, your chin parallel with the floor. And just taking nice deep breaths in. And let's place our hand on our belly. And as you inhale, try to push your hand out. Beginning to focus on the breath. And then like a straw running down through your spine, pulling all the air into your belly. Or however you want to imagine it, just start to visualize the breath moving in and out of your body. And each breath, see if you can go just a little bit deeper. And you're feeling your belly push out, and then your ribs, and then you even feel your collarbones rising up a little bit. Breathing is one of the best ways to relax. Get out of your head. Now bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Go ahead and set an intention for our practice today. Intention can be anything. It can be anything you'd like to see more of in your life usually. More love, more happiness, more joy. Go ahead and set your intention. And then if there's anybody in your life that might need a little extra support, let's go ahead and send a blessing to them. We'll place it in between our palms. And then we'll send those blessings out to the world with one Om. Deep breath in. Om. And release your hands, open your eyes. Just checking your posture again, making sure that you're grounding into your feet, your sits bones. Shoulders are over your hips, ears are over your shoulders, chin parallel with the floor. We'll just begin with a little opening of the neck muscles. And to the left, so bring the left ear closer to the left shoulder. And just going as far as you can go comfortably. And taking a couple breaths here. And you may find that as you inhale and exhale, on the exhale, sometimes the muscle will let go a little bit more. But don't move into pain, just allowing the muscles to let go themselves. And then we're going to bring our head back up center. And then we're going to tilt our head to the left, to the right. Bringing the right ear closer to the right shoulder. And taking a few deep breaths here. And then we're going to inhale the head back up straight. And then we're going to turn our head to the left, looking over our left shoulder. The same thing, not moving into pain, just moving as far as you can move comfortably. And breathing. And then looking straight forward again, we're going to twist the head to the right. And taking a few breaths, looking over the right shoulder. And then looking straight forward again. We're going to tuck our chin into our chest. And here again, listening to your body, not moving into pain. Allowing the muscles to open as we breathe. And then untucking your chin, looking straight forward again. We're going to look halfway to the left and then tuck our chin there. And you should feel a nice stretch down the back right side of your neck. If you're real tight, it might go all the way down to your shoulder blade. If you're really, really tight, it could go all the way down to your hips. And we'll untuck our chin, look straight forward again. Then we're going to look halfway to the right. Tuck your chin there. And there again, you should feel a nice stretch down the left side of the neck. And then we're going to untuck our chin, look straight forward again. And just checking your posture again, make sure you're sitting up nice and straight, grounding into the feet, grounding into the hips. Shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, chin parallel with the floor. Then we're going to start to make circles with our nose. So we're going to make a little circle about the size of a marble. And then make the circle a little bigger, about the size of a golf ball. And a little bigger, the size of a baseball. And of course, this is making up for all the sports that we're not having on TV. And then a little bit bigger, the size of a volleyball, size of a basketball, and then the size of a yoga ball, which is a really big ball, so a nice big circle. Moving at a speed that's comfortable for you. And after we complete the third circle, we'll pause. And then making that yoga ball size circle, we're going to start to go the opposite direction. And then we're going to start to make the circle smaller, so we'll make it the size of a basketball. And a volleyball. Softball. Baseball. Tennis ball. Golf ball. And back to a marble. Then we're just going to shake everything out. So we're going to go. Yes, the noise is required for that. So it brings up a little more energy. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring our arms up over our head. And then we're going to bring our hands together, interlace our fingers, and then we're going to turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And a nice stretch. And we're going to take a deep breath in, pressing our hands up towards the ceiling again. And then as we exhale, we're just going to slowly bend to the right. And here again, not moving into pain. And of course, not falling off your chair. And then we're going to inhale back up center. Exhale, take another deep breath in, pushing those hands up towards the ceiling again. And then as you exhale, slowly bend to the left. And we're stretching the muscles on the side of the body. It's called seated half moon. And we're going to inhale back up center, release your hands, and then we're going to just slowly fold forward. And when you get as far as you can go, just let your arms drop to the ground. And if they're not touching the ground, just kind of rock your shoulders back and forth, make your arms swing around a little bit. And then we're going to walk our hands all the way over to the left. Take a breath here. Walk our hands back center. And then we're going to walk our hands over to the other side. And then we're going to walk our hands back center. And then we're going to take our left arm and we're going to bring it up level with the shoulder for like an airplane arm. And if that seemed pretty easy for you, see if you can go up a little bit higher. Take a breath. And then we're just going to slowly lower that arm back down all the way to the floor. And then we're going to bring the left arm out, an airplane arm. Then we're going to turn it all the way up if it's comfortable for you. We don't need to move into pain. Moving as far as you can move comfortably. And lower that arm back down. And then we're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. We go nice and slow so that we prevent, from rising too fast and having blood rush out of our head and get dizzy. So let's inhale the arms up again. And then bring them in front. Then we're going to cross the right hand over the left. And we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands in and up. And inhale out. And exhale, bring the hands in and up. Inhale and up. Exhale out. And then one more time. Deep breath in, up, and out. We're just going to drop the arms for a second. Shake the arms out a little bit. Bring the hands back up, and then we're going to cross the right hand over the left. No, I think we did it that way. Let's do the left over the right. Whichever is the opposite of what you had before. Then we're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the arms in and up. Inhale out. Inhale out. Exhale in and up. Inhale out. Release the hands. Bring the arms down to the side. Shake the arms out a little bit. You kind of want to do it like you have a jacket on without your arms in the sleeves, and you're just kind of flop the sleeves of your jacket around. You get a nice shake of the shoulders, right? Okie doke. So now we're going to check our posture again. Feet grounded, sits bones grounded, shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders, chin parallel with the floor. We're going to take our right hand to our left knee, and we're going to look over our left shoulder. And then we're going to untwist out of that. And then we're going to take the opposite hand to the opposite knee, turn over the right, look over the, or turn to whatever side you're on, look over the right shoulder. And coming back to center. How's everybody feeling? I'm going to assume you say good. Okay. All right. So now we're going to take our right leg up straight in front of us, right? And if it's too much to hold your leg up here, you can always just rest it on the floor. What we're going to do is what we call toe circles. So we're going to take our toes and we're going to circle around in one direction, making as big a circle as you can because range of motion is important here. We don't use it, we lose it. We'll pause. We'll go the opposite direction. Nice full circle, as big as toe circle as you can make. And we'll pause. Then we're going to point our toe, flex our foot, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. Then we're going to bring that foot back down to the floor, knee up. Just kind of bounce that leg around a little bit. Kind of got a little tight doing that. And then we're going to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight again. And then we're going to bring the left foot out. And we're going to make toe circles with that foot going in one direction. You might find that it's totally different than the other side. Mine is. I can't even make a circle. Now we'll pause. We'll go the opposite direction. And if you hear a lot of snapping, crackling, and popping, you might be able to know what that is. It's probably eating too many Rice Krispies. You might want to cut back. And we'll pause. You'll point your toe, flex your foot, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, and drop that leg down. Shake it out a little bit. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth a little bit. And now, if anybody has a ball, does everybody have a ball by any chance? Nobody? Anybody? Anything around you could put your foot on, I guess, right? And we'll just do this briefly just because everybody might not have a ball. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to roll our foot around on top of the ball. And what we're doing here is we're loosening up the fascia in between all the ligaments and everything on the foot. So we start like rolling around, getting to all the different nooks and crannies of the foot, if you can. And just as much pressure as you're comfortable with. It doesn't have to be painful. Just trying to get everything moving down there, and it gets the blood moving. And working into the arch of the foot. We have our plantar aponeurosa, and that's the area that's responsible for plantar fasciitis, that sort of thing. And then maybe rolling into the heel and roll around. And if you want to get more pressure on the ball, you can always bring your knee right over the ball and just press down a little bit harder. If you run into a spot that might be a little more tender than the rest of your foot, it might be a trigger point. And then you just hold the pressure on that and breathe into it, and it should start to release. And then just move on. Okay, then we're going to take our foot off the ball and sit up nice and straight again, and just notice how the foot that you just did, which I started with my right, you might have started with your left. Notice how the other foot feels that you haven't done yet. And it should feel a little bit better. A little more alive, a little more, ready to run out and jump and sing and dance. And so now let's start rolling the other foot. And the same thing, just trying to loosen things up there. And you'd be amazed at the amount of foot problems that this could solve. doing it on a regular basis. It's like a little bit of maintenance for the feet. Giving yourself a bit of a foot massage, really. And just rolling it around, getting the arch of the foot. Just rolling it around, loosening everything up. And then we're going to take our foot off of that ball. Sit up nice and straight again. And then you may find yourself just do a little bit of a happy feet dance. Kind of like if you ever saw Snoopy when he does his, that's his happy feet dance, I think. All right. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cross our right ankle over our left knee. And making sure you're sitting up nice and straight again. And that may feel real tight. These muscles get really tight from driving and sitting and all those wonderful things that we do there. We're trying to correct a little bit here. Okay? So we'll take a few breaths into this muscle, allowing it to let go. And then we're going to inhale our arms back up over our head. And then we're going to fold over the right knee. And rising back up. We're going to fold over the right foot. And rising back up. And then we're going to fold straight forward and just allow your arms to come down. Just hang there for a second. Just allowing that hip to open up a little bit more. And then inhaling our arms back up over our head. We're going to bring our left hand down to our right knee. And you can bring your right arm down to the side of the chair. Twist your body to the right. Look over your right shoulder just for a little bit deeper twist. I like to do a lot of twists in yoga because it keeps everything moving, the blood, and, different organs, helps them to process better. Kind of like wringing out a sponge. And we'll untwist out of that. We'll uncross the leg, bounce it around a little bit. And then we're going to bring the left ankle up over the right knee. Here again, it may be tight. Maybe less tight than the other leg was because it's not our driving leg. We're just going to take a few breaths. Allowing the muscles to let go a little bit. We're going to inhale our arms up over our head. And then we're going to fold over our left knee. And then coming back up. And folding over our left foot. And coming back up. And then folding right over the middle and allowing our arms to drop. And just letting everything go. And we're going to inhale our arms back up over our head. Bring our right hand down to our left knee. Maybe put them onto the side of the chair. And turn your torso first. And then looking over your left shoulder. Then a nice twist. Squeezing everything out. Keeping everything moving. And unwinding out of that. And we're going to uncross the legs. And just kind of windshield wiper the knees a little bit again. And then coming to sit up nice and straight again. Grounding into the sits bones, and we're going to be lifting the feet, so you don't have to worry about those right now. Shoulders over the hips, ears over the shoulders. And then we're going to bring both legs straight up in front of us. And then you want your feet to be wide enough so that if you turn your toes in, they don't hit. And then you turn your toes out. Turn your toes in. Turn your toes out. And if this is causing any pain, you don't want to do it. But this is actually moving the head of the femur around in the hip socket, which is one of those things that helps to loosen those hips up and allow them to function properly. And the toes straight up again. And then we're going to bring our feet together. Bring our feet apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. Together, apart. And then bringing them straight out in front again. We're going to lift the right foot up higher than the left, and the left up higher than the right. And just start going back and forth, lifting each foot. And then you might want to bring your arms out, and then lowering each hand. And this is what we call zombie yoga. Very good for the, the dead, actually. But anyway, so we're just going to practice that a little bit. And the big thing that it does really is that it takes your mind off the fact that we're working your stomach muscles. And we all know how we love to work our stomach muscles. But this makes us not think about it. So now we'll drop down, put everything down, kind of shake everything out. Take a breath. And then we're going to come to the edge of our seat. Did you feel the suspense as we came to the edge of our seat? I did, but anyway. All right, so come to the edge of our seat, and what we're going to do is cat-cows in a chair, right? So you can put your hands on your knees, you can hold onto your chair, whichever way is most comfortable for you. We're basically going to make that cow movement where we press our belly forward as we inhale, lifting our head up. And as we exhale, we're going to push our belly button back towards our spine, rounding our back to a cat, and then inhaling to a cow, exhaling to a cat, and really going at your speed. The speed that's comfortable for your body, marrying your breath to your movement, which is really one of the best things that yoga does. Marrying the breath to the movement. Makes you totally present in that moment. It's very difficult to think about anything outside as you're trying to do this properly and completely. So you're giving yourself a break from worrying about what may or may not happen tomorrow. Okay, and the next time you are in a cat, just bring yourself back to a neutral spine. And what we're going to do is we're going to reverse the breath. So now as we inhale, we're going to go into cat. So as you inhale, arch your back like a cat. And then as you exhale, going into cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, cat. And come to a neutral spine again, just for a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the lion to the mix, okay? So the way we add the lion is we stick our tongue out, roll our eyes around, and make a sound kind of like a lion. So it's like a, ah, okay? All right, so now we're going to inhale, cat. Exhale, lion. Wah! Inhale, cat. Exhale, lion. Wah! Inhale, cat. Exhale, lion. Wah! And last time, inhale, cat. Exhale, lion. Wah! So usually that brings the energy up a little bit. So now let's put our hands on our knees. And we're going to press down on our knees as we bring our rear end up off the chair. And this is actually even chair pose. We can bring our arms up. And then we'll come completely to standing. Okay, and then we're going to do mountain pose, right? So mountain pose, we want our feet to be like railroad tracks, right? You want your feet to be about 2 fists apart. And we want to ground into the 4 corners of the feet again, the big toe mound, point on the inside of the heel, pinky toe mound, and a point on the outside of the heel. And you want to be pressing down on all those points at the same time, right? And if you need to, you can hold onto your chair if you're having any kind of a balance issue. And so we're grounded into the feet, and then we're going to draw the shins together. So like you're pulling your shins together, and give your knees a little bit of a bounciness, and then draw your thighs together. Tuck your butt in, your shoulders back. Bring your ears over your shoulders. Chin parallel with the floor. And then just take a breath in. And maybe close your eyes and see if you feel, or you can see a mountain, a big mountain. And then we're going to inhale our arms up over our head. Nice long stretch. And then making sure your knees are soft here. Just slowly starting to fold forward. And try to keep your back straight. And then as soon as your back starts to bend, let your arms drop down to the floor. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to dangle our arms, right? So we're going to let them and soften your neck. Just letting everything kind of, they call this ragdoll. Just letting everything kind of shake that tension in. And you do this by just kind of moving your hips a little bit. You can shake it. Then we're going to bring our hands to the top of our shins, right below our knees. Straighten your arms out. Look up. And then folding forward again. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time, stacking one vertebrae on top of the next. Moving nice and slow here. And as your chin comes up parallel, bring your arms back up over your head. Bring your hands back down together in front of your heart. And then just kind of notice where you're at. See if you're still grounded into your feet, all 4 corners of the feet, pressing down. Your shins are drawn in, your thighs are drawn in, your butt's tucked in, your stomach's pulled in, shoulders back, ears over the shoulders, chin parallel with the floor. Release your hands, arms down to the side. Inhale the arms back up over the head. And then slowly folding forward once again. Bringing your hands to the top of your shins. Straighten your arms out, look up. And release. Down, and then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. I'm just going to go through this one more time, inhaling the arms back up over the head. And slowly folding forward. Going into ragdoll. Straighten your arms out, look up, forward fold, and rolling up. One vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Just standing. And just kind of shake everything out. See if you can shake everything at the same time. Kind of fun. Try to shake everything, right? And you feel nice, okay? Alrighty. So, I like to do a polarity exercise every time we do this class. So, what we're going to do is we're going to, you may have to move your chair back a little bit so you can take a step. And then what we're going to do is it's a, bring your hands next to your chest, right? And then you take a step forward with your right foot, and then push, and then bring your hands back, come back, left foot forward, push, and come back, right foot forward, push, and come back, left foot forward, push, and come back. So now we're going to add a sound to it. This is a really an energy process that it seems to work pretty good for me, especially. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of energy into that. So think of something that you don't want in your life, like maybe, I don't know, coronavirus. And what we're going to do is we're going to push it out of our lives, and we're going to make a sound like ha, right? So we're going to step forward with the right foot, and we're going to go ha, right? And then step back, left forward, ha, and come back, right forward, ha, come back, left forward, ha, come back, right forward, ha, come back, and left forward, ha, come back, and just kind of shake it all out again. And, you know, sometimes it just kind of gets that stagnant negative energy out. So let's just start to kind of let our arms flap around a little bit here. So we're just going to rolling our shoulders right to left. And you can even allow your hands to slap your body a little bit. You know, nothing abusive, but, you know, let them know you're there. And then we'll pause. Shaking everything out again, make sure we're nice and loose. And let's see. Let's do feeling the Tin Man. So let's take our feet, right? You take your toe and just start to roll your ankle around here with your toe on the floor. So if you can see that, you're kind of like going like that, right? Just kind of getting that. See, oil in the Tin Man is, if you ever watched The Wizard of Oz, you know, where the guy gets, you know, he's like all rusted up and he's like this. Well, this is the way we prevent that. We move these things, right? So this is we're oiling our joints with synovial fluid as we move the joints around, right? And then we bring our feet somewhat close together. They don't have to be right together. And then we're just going to circle the knees. And then we'll pause, we'll go the opposite direction. And of course, grabbing onto your chair if you need to. And then we'll pause, and then we're going to do the hula hoop. Anybody has any hula hoop experience, they might enjoy this. And we'll pause, and we'll go the opposite direction with the hips. And then we'll pause. And then we're going to make shoulder circles. Go in one direction. And then we'll pause and go the opposite direction. And then we're gonna, if you have a piece of pizza at your house, you could actually use the real thing, but we have artificial pizza here. But anything, like even a small book, anything you have. And everybody, I think we've done this, most of us have done this before, so. Take something in our hand. It can even be the ball if you found the ball. But anyway, we take the pizza in front of us, right? Stick the elbow out, bring the pizza under the arm, around, and up. And bring it back down. Elbow out, pizza under, around, and up. And this is just another case of moving the muscles some ways that we don't always move them, and just kind of keeps your body on its toes. Bring the elbow out, Actually, we could do it on our toes. That would be a little more difficult, though. No, not today. All right, so then we switch to the other arm, other hand, pizza, left out, round. My arm doesn't go that way. There it goes. And up. I have a little shoulder injury that's been bothering me. So elbow out, round. And even if you just get it this far, that's good enough, you know, as far as you can go. Because then the next time you try it, you might go a little bit further. And, you know, and one more time, that's as far as I'm going today. All right. Okay, so now we're going to do what they call the waitress, right? So the waitress, you know, because we don't know what kind of jobs we're going to have when the economy comes back, right? So might need some little bit of waitressing experience would be good. So we're going to turn the arm out, straighten the arm out, push it up towards the ceiling, twist it around into the back. And eventually we'll get to the point where we have glasses and food and stuff like that, but we're just starting out here. Baby steps. Straighten your arm out, up, around, and to the back. And one more time. Turn it out, stretch it out, up towards the ceiling, around, and to the back. And bring it back to the front. And we're switching to the other hand. So turn the arm out, straighten the arm out, up, around, and to the back. Turn the arm out, straighten it out, up towards the ceiling, around, and to the back. And one more time. Turn the arm out, straighten the arm out, up towards the ceiling, around, and to the back. And there we go, shake everything out. And let's do a little exercise to help us with our shoulders, keeping them from rolling forward. So we're going to bring our arms up straight in front. Turn your thumbs up, make a fist. Bring your arms all the way back to your chest. Squeeze your elbows together towards each other, and then push your elbows down towards the floor. And take a breath. And we're going to bring our arms straight out again. Turn our thumbs up, make a fist. Bring the fists in next to the chest. Press your elbows together, then press your elbows down towards the floor. Take a breath. And then one more time, bring your arms straight out. Turn your thumbs up, make a fist. Bring your fists in next to your chest. And then press your elbows together. And then press them down towards the floor. And this time, just try to keep your shoulders right where they are and let your arms come down as naturally as they can to your sides. And see, this is the way we would prefer that your shoulders are, or I would prefer, because you can see they come back and they're right over my hips. And that's what we want. We want your body to be balanced over your hips, over your ankles. And that's why we do a lot of this. Let's shake it off. And let's come to, let's go to the back of our chair real quick. This might be easier for you to see from the side. Okay. So, you know, put your hands on the back of the chair. And then if you want to go down a little bit further, you can put your hands on the. And this is called down dog in a chair, right? So we can maybe take a few little steps back. I'm trying to get almost like an upside down V, which a lot of times is more like an upside down U. But now we're going to bend our right knee, coming up on the ball of your right foot, straighten your right leg, bending your left knee, coming up on the ball of your foot, and then just start to walk. We call this walking the dog. Just working it out a little bit. And then straightening both legs again. We're going to take our left leg, I'm going to bring it straight behind us. Hopefully you don't hit anything. And then we're going to shift our weight into our left arm and see if you can lift up your right arm. And lower your right arm down, lower your left leg down. Now we're going to lift our right leg up. And you want to take it about even with your hips if you can get it up that high, but as far as you can get it is fine. Shift your weight into your right hand, maybe lift your left arm up. We call this bird dog. And lower the left arm, lower the right leg, lift in the left leg again, lift the right arm up, lower the right arm, lower the left leg, raise the right leg, bring that left arm up, lower the left arm, lower the right leg, lift the left leg up, lift the right arm up, bring the right arm down, left leg down, right leg up, left leg up, left arm up, and bring that hand back down, bring the foot back down, and then bring yourself up to the back of the chair again. And then we're going to stand next to the chair. Stand up nice and straight. Have your hand on the right, your right hand on the chair. We'll bring that left leg out. Bring that left arm up and over for a half moon. And bring that arm back, leg back. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So sorry, my back will be to you, but anyway, so then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bring that left leg out, bring the right arm up and over, using the chair for any balancing needs. Lower the right leg, bring the right arm back down. And we're going to bring the chair around and run again. Well, you guys probably already had it that way. But then we're going to come back to a seat, comfortable seat. And let's just start to settle back into our chair, taking a nice deep breath. Now we're going to try, well, not try, we're going to do something, it's a breathing exercise. And it's called square breath, right? So what we do is we take a breath in through our nose, and you want to count to, I'd say around 5. So a deep breath in through 5. Then we want to hold that breath for 5, for a count of 5. And then we want to exhale for a count of 5. And at the end of the exhale, you want to hold that exhale for a count of 5. And then just begin to do that. Practice doing that again. Inhale for 5, hold for 5, exhale for 5, hold the exhale for 5. And if 5 isn't really the right number for you, you can try 6 or 7 or whatever works. But the idea of this breathing exercise is to balance out your energy. Just continue doing this a little bit longer. Now you can stop that breathing exercise. Continue breathing though. That's not a good thing. So just cut out your breathing altogether. So now we're going to come into what we call Savasana, which is You just want to get really comfortable in your seat, feel nice and comfortable. Maybe if your feet come out a little bit, that feels more comfortable, your arms down to your sides, or whatever's comfortable for you. You just want to kind of use as little energy as possible to stay in your seat. And beginning to just let everything go. Savasana is a corpse pose, so basically, you want to feel like you're not alive. Anyway, so we'll just kind of breathe into it. And then as we're going into Savasana, I'd like to read something from the Daily Om that I thought would be appropriate. It's called Things We Can't Control by Madison Taylor. We develop grace as we learn with the guiding hand in the universe. Life will unfold exactly the way it should. Things We Can't Control by Madison Taylor. We develop grace as we learn with the guiding hand of the universe. Life will unfold exactly the way it should. The idea of trusting the universe is a popular one these days, but many of us don't know what this really means, and we often have a hard time doing it. This is partly because the story of humankind is most often presented as a story about struggle, control, and survival instead of one of trust and collaboration with the universe. Yet in truth, we need to adhere to both ideas in this life. On the one hand, there is much to be said about exerting control over our environment. We created shelter to protect ourselves from the elements. We hunted for animals and invented agriculture to feed ourselves. We built social infrastructures to protect ourselves and create community. This is how we survive and grow as a civilization. However, it is also clear that there are plenty of things that we cannot control. No matter how hard we try, and we often receive support from an unseen force, a universe that provides us with what we cannot provide for ourselves. It is a good idea to take responsibility for the things in life that we can control or create. We work so we can feed, clothe, and shelter our loved ones and ourselves. We manifest our dreams and visions in physical form with hard work and forethought. But at a certain point, when we have done all that we can, we must let go and allow the universe to take over. This requires trust. It requires a trust that runs deeper than just expecting things to turn out the way we want them to. Sometimes they will, and sometimes they won't. We develop equanimity and grace as we learn to trust that with the guiding hand of the universe, life will unfold exactly the way it should. We are engaged in an ongoing relationship with a universe that responds to our thoughts and actions. Just continuing to focus on your breath. Beginning to deepen your breath, breathing life back into your body, wiggling fingers and toes, taking a deep breath in. Straighten your legs out. Bring your arms up over your head. Point your toes. Flex your feet. And then bringing your feet back in under your knees. Your arms down to your sides. And then we'll, sitting up nice and straight, we'll bring our hands together in front of our heart again. And remembering whatever our intention was for today, and maybe consider taking it in through the rest of the day. Take a deep breath in. And we'll bow forward, sealing in our practice. Inhaling to rise back up. Hands on the knees, palms up, index finger to the thumb. And we'll close our practice with one Om. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you for coming. I think Bridget,